Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for standing by, and welcome to the iQiyi fourth quarter and fiscal year 2018 earnings conference call. At this time, all participants are in a listen-only mode. There will be a presentation followed by a question-and-answer session, at which time, if you wish to ask a question, you will need to press star 1 on your telephone. I must advise you that this conference is being recorded today, 22nd of February 2019. I would now like to hand the conference over to Dahlia Wei, Director of Investor Relations. Thank you. Please go ahead.
Thank you, operator. Hello, everyone, and thank you all for joining iQiyi's Q4 and full year 2018 earnings conference call. The conference results were released earlier today and are available on the company's investor relations website at ir.iqiyi.com. On the call today are Dr. Yu Gong, our founder, director, and CEO, and Mr. Xiaodong Wang, our CFO. Dr. Gong will give a brief overview of the company's business operations and highlights, followed by Xiaodong, who will go through the financials and guidance. After their prepared remarks, we will hold a Q&A session. Before we proceed, please note that the discussion today will contain forward-looking statements made under the safe harbor provisions of the U.S. Private Securities Litigation Reform Act of 1995. Forward-looking statements are subject to risks and uncertainties that may cause actual results to differ materially from our current expectations. Potential risks and uncertainties include, but are not limited to, those outlined in our public filings with the SEC. iQiyi does not undertake any obligation to update any forward-looking statements except as required under applicable law. With that, I will now turn the call over to Dr. Gong. Please go ahead.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our fourth quarter and full year 2018 earnings call. We delivered another quarter of solid growth. Total revenues reached RMB 7 billion, up 54% year-over-year. We ended the year with total revenues of RMB 25 billion, up 52% year-over-year. Throughout the year, we continued to generate growth across various key operational metrics, including subscribers, engagement levels, and time span. The number of total subscribers reached 87.4 million as at the end of 2018, representing a 72% year-over-year growth. Our membership business continued to be the main engine of our growth, with revenues increasing 76% year-over-year to RMB 3.2 billion during the fourth quarter. This again was driven by growth of the number of subscribers, which recorded a net addition of 6.7 million sequentially and 36.6 million year-over-year. The significant growth was primarily a reflection of our premium content, which is clearly driving subscribers' conversion and stickiness. Our self-produced drama series, including Tang Dynasty Tours, The City of Chaos, and the Original Sin, performed well in the first quarter. In addition, movie content also played an important role in driving subscribers' growth. We released a number of popular theatrical movies on our platform shortly after they hit the box office over the summer and the national holiday in October. These movies included Hello, Mr. Billionaire, Dying to Survive, and Project Gutenberg, among others. Our joint membership program with JD.com continued to make good progress during the quarter. It helped contribute a steady inflow of annual subscribers. We also expanded our partnership with China Mobile. We launched a combined membership plus mobile video data package with its video streaming app Migu. Recently, we also extended our joint joint membership program with Ctrip, while iQiyi Diamond VIP and iQiyi Guo annual members can enjoy certain priority trial services from Ctrip, and Ctrip Prime members can active an 8-month VIP membership from iQiyi. In addition, we continue to broaden our cooperations with various commercial banks, financial institutions, and other service providers to further enhance VIP benefits. Access to our premium content and special privileges continue to incentivize our free users to convert into subscribers. I will now turn to our advertising business. For the first quarter, advertising revenue grew 9% year-over-year to RMB 2.2 billion. We further enhanced our ability to provide innovation advertising solutions. For example, we began offering vertical and interactive ads for our first portrait mode short-form drama series, iQiyi. For full year 2018, advertising revenue grew 21% year-over-year to RMB 9.3 billion. More advertisers are becoming interested in our original content. Our other business also continue to grow. Other revenues grow significantly by 129% year-over-year and accounted for 16% of total revenue during the first quarter. The growth was broad-based and in particular was driven by gaming, IP licensing, and our talent agency business. On the content side, we continue to focus on producing high-quality content, especially original, premium, and innovative content. For dramas, we launched a number of original titles during the first quarter, including Tang Dynasty Tour, The City of Charles, and the Original Sin, as well as a few licensed drama series such as The Story of Minlan and Like a Flowing River. As I mentioned earlier, we also released our first portrait mode short-form comedy series, iQiyi. Each of these dramas has received great reviews and have become quite popular. For variety shows, the 5th season of Qipa Talk continued to gain traction following a strong return with new contestants and upgraded formats. During the first quarter, we also released a series of young-oriented shows that target younger generation of audiences. The Chinese Young, a music show that incorporates traditional Chinese cultural elements. A Broken New Ground, iActor, a show about training young acting talent, also become very popular and helps to build up the supply of potential actors and actresses in our original content. Movies remain a critical component of our content ecosystem and have been driving subscriber growth and retention. Our curated movie procurement strategy has allowed an increasing number of movies to become available on our platform shortly after their actual release. At the same time, we are working with hundreds of content providers who develop high-quality internet movies for our platform under our revenue sharing model. In terms of content development, I'm pleased with progress we made in 2018. Our overall content library is expanding rapidly in breadth and depth. We continue to enhance our production capabilities for original content and streamline our IP value chain. Our original iconic drama, The Story of Yanxi Palace, recently entered the spotlight again, as it ranked the most Googled drama series globally in 2018. Thanks to the popular digital novel of same name, our iQiyi reading app ranked among the top 10 mobile apps within the fastest growing user base in 2018, according to Quest Mobile. We are also leveraging successful IP from our video content to develop mobile games and other forms of entertainment. In addition, we continue to nurture our ecosystem, and as a result, we are able to empower an expanding group of TGC partners to grow with us. The amount of content contributed by iQiyi partner accounts increased significantly from a year ago, and TGC content now accounts for over half of our total traffic in terms of video views. Entering 2019, we kick off the year with several successful original titles, including our original drama series, Beauty Holland, and the self-produced variety show, Idol Producer 2. For the rest of the year, we have a strong portfolio of content lineup, including original drama series, The Golden Eye, Sword Dynasty, Season 2 of Tencent Mystic, The Thunder, Doggo, and The Legend of White Snake, among others. We also have new seasons of various self-produced variety shows, such as The Rap of China 3, set for release. Last but not least, I'd like to briefly talk about our technology development. As a technology-based entertainment company, we also innovative AI technology to every part of our organization to drive business growth. We continue to enhance our network infrastructure, app metrics, social community, as well as content distribution and monetization efficiency. We also made numerous efforts to incubate new products and services to better serve our users and partners. In late November, we again partnered with Baidu as well as Chuan Cable TV to jointly launch the Shu Little Fruits set-top box. This was the second AI-based TV box after Dehua Little Fruit, our groundbreaking MVPD plus SVOD partnership with Beijing Dehua CATV network earlier last year. Both set-top boxes incorporate iQiyi's home AI solution that brings users a master home entertainment experience, such as voice control and visual recognition. Another exciting area for us is our cutting-edge Zone AI technology, which integrates a holistic set of solutions to enhance image and video quality with AI technologies. It also increases the frame rate of videos from 25 frames per second to 50 frames per second through intelligent frame interpolation, which is invaluable for scenes with rapid movements, such as sports content. Zone AI's unique image impacting algorithm can also be deployed to restore some classic TV drama content that were produced decades ago. It only took Zoom AI takes 2 to 8 hours to fix a 2-hour-long video, which would otherwise have taken approximately 10 people 20 working days to finish. iQiyi Zoom AI was recently awarded the Excellent Technical Award at China MM 2018. In conclusion, 2018 was a fruitful year for us as we reached many milestones. Our IPO earlier last year introduced us as a public company and elevated our brand and platform. Our comprehensive portfolio of content continues to excel. Our subscriber numbers constantly hit new highs, and our revenues continue to scale and diversify. 2018 was also a transition year for us, as we shifted more resources towards producing original content. We believe it will help us build a stronger platform and IP powerhouse over the long term. Looking out at 2019, we are more confident than ever in our business prospects. And with that, I will now pass the call to Xiaodong to go over our financials.
Morning, everyone. Let me go through our financial highlights. Starting on general growth, 2018 iQiyi appeared in new revenue accounting standard nearly from revenue and cost of revenue items to increase comparability with 2018 numbers, 2017 numbers, and today's target has been adjusted now based. For the first quarter of 2018, iQiyi total revenue was RMB 7 billion, up 55% year-over-year. Total revenue in 2018 reached RMB 25 billion, up 52% year-over-year. The increase was primarily driven by strong growth of our membership service, thanks to our premium content, especially our original content titles, as well as our various operational initiatives. Membership service revenue for the first quarter was RMB 3.2 billion, up 76% year-over-year. Membership service revenue in 2018 was RMB 10.6 billion, up 72% year-over-year. This was driven by the strong growth in the number of subscribers, which reached 87.4 million at the end of 2018. Online advertising service revenue for the first quarter was RMB 2.2 billion, up 9% year-over-year, primarily attributed to the growth of branding advertising business. Online advertising service revenue in 2018 was RMB 9.3 billion, up 21% year-over-year, primarily driven by our innovative advertising solutions and a high-quality content offering, especially our original content. Content distribution revenue for the first quarter was RMB 422 million, up 137% year-over-year. Content distribution revenue in 2018 was RMB 2.2 billion, up 92% year-over-year. The increase was driven by a number of premium content titles we distributed. Other revenue for the first quarter was RMB 1.1 billion, up 129% year-over-year. Other revenue in 2018 was RMB 2.9 billion, up 105% from year 2017. The increase was driven by a strong performance across various business lines. Moving on to the cost of revenues. Our cost of revenues for the first quarter was RMB 8.5 billion, up 100% year-over-year. Cost of revenue in 2018 was RMB 27.1 billion, up 65% from year 17. The increase was primarily driven by a high content cost as we persist in our original content strategy to build our comprehensive content library. Content cost was RMB 6.5 billion for the first quarter and RMB 21.1 billion for the year of 2018, up 97% and 7% on the year-over-year basis, respectively. Turning to the operating expenses, SG&A expense in the first quarter were RMB 1.2 billion, up 58% year-over-year. SG&A expense in 2018 were RMB 4.2 billion, up 56% from year 17. The increase was primarily due to the increased marketing spending on the channel coverage and the content-related promotion, as well as increased share-based compensation expenses. Our R&D expenses in the first quarter was RMB 607.5 million, up 67% year-over-year. Research and development expense in 2018 were RMB 2 billion, up 57% from year 17. The increase was primarily due to our continuous investment in R&D people. Operating loss in the first quarter were RMB 3.3 billion, compared with operating loss of RMB 856.1 million in the same period of 2017. The operating loss margin for the first quarter was 47%, compared to the operating loss margin of 19% in the same period of 2017. Operating loss in 2018 was RMB 8.3 billion, compared to the operating loss of RMB 4 billion in 2017. Operating loss margin in 2018 was 33%, compared to operating loss margin of 24% in year 17. Total other expense in the first quarter were RMB 34.8 million, compared to a total other income of RMB 233.8 million during the same period of 2017. Total other expense in 2018 were RMB 676.2 million, compared to a total other income of RMB 208.5 million during 2017. The full year variance mainly comes from the foreign exchange loss and gain were recognized in year 18 and the years 17 respectively. The remaining variance was related to lower interest expense and high interest income as a result of RTO and other financing activity in year 2018, as well as the recognition of fair value gain arising from our private company equity investments. Loss before income tax for the first quarter was RMB 3.4 billion, compared with a loss of RMB 622.3 million during the same period of 2017. Loss before income tax in year 18 was RMB 9 billion, compared to a loss of RMB 3.7 billion in year 17. Income tax expense for the first quarter was RMB 79.5 million, compared to income tax benefits of RMB 9.9 million in the same period in 2017. Income tax expenses in year 18 was RMB 78.8 million, compared to income tax benefits of RMB 7.6 million in year 17. Net loss attributed to iQiyi for the first quarter was RMB 3.5 billion, compared with a loss of RMB 612.4 million during the same period of 2017. Diluted net loss attributed to iQiyi for ADS for the first quarter was RMB 4.83. Net loss attributed to iQiyi 2018 was RMB 9.1 billion, compared to loss of RMB 3.7 billion in year 17. Diluted net loss attributed to iQiyi for ADS was RMB 17.01 for year 2018. As of December 31st, 2018, the company had cash equivalent, restricted cash and short-term investment of RMB 12.8 billion. In December, we closed the offering of $750 million in aggregate principal amount of convertible senior notes as a part of our efforts to diversify our financing options and the investor base. Heading to the first quarter 2019 guidance, we expect total revenue to be between RMB 6.8 billion and RMB 7.1 billion, representing an increase of 40% to 46% year-over-year. This forecast reflects iQiyi's current preliminary view subject to change. This concludes our prepared remarks. I will now turn the call to the operator and open to Q&A.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. If you wish to ask a question, please press *1 on your telephone keypad and wait for your name to be announced. If you wish to cancel your request, please press the # or # key. As a reminder, the analysts are requested to ask one question at a time, and if you have more than one question, you may press *1 again to go back to the queue. Your first question comes from the line of Thomas Chong from Credit Suisse. Please ask your question.
Hi, good morning. Thanks management for taking my questions. My question is about the 2019 outlook. Given that we see our subscribers is going very well, just want to see how we should think about the subscribers growth as well as other business segment like advertising, content distribution and others, because we see content distribution and others also performing very well, as well as the trend in content costs. Thank you.
This is 龚宇，我说中文了。先说收入端吧，会员的增长还是比较乐观的。我们自己的预估，2019年的付费用户的净增长数量，不会少于2018年会员数量的增长。主要有2个驱动原因。第一个驱动是爱奇艺的原创内容数量越来越多，质量越来越好，这是拉动新增付费用户的最主要的原因。第2个原因，中国互联网用户对付费的认可程度越来越高，习惯也越来越好，所以这是市场的驱动因素。再说到广告业务，广告业务爱奇艺大部分是品牌广告，少量的是销索类的信息流广告。品牌广告，我们保持就是整个广告我们保持谨慎的乐观。品牌广告，今年继续从电视的品牌广告市场会分得一部分份额到视频广告。但是宏观经济的这个情况也让这种增长幅度不会像前几年这么高。信息流广告占爱奇艺广告收入的占比比较低，但是整个市场有2个这个不利的因素。第一个就是整个市场的供应量，广告库存的供应量在增加，竞价的需求并没有明显增长，导致平均价格在降低。第2个是爱奇艺会继续约束不健康的信息流广告，所以它的增长也是谨慎乐观。要不先翻译一下，要不我来说完成本吧。成本这块最大的成本就是内容成本。去年2018年8月份以后，内容的采购成本和制作成本都明显开始下降。采购的这个版权成本从最高的超过1500万一集电视剧，现在回落到800万以下。然后自制剧的成本主要在演员片酬方面降低，因为现在的一个这个顶级的演员最高一部剧的线下是5000万人民币，而以前曾经超过1.5亿人民币，所以从 license 的这个 content 到original content 的成本都会下降，但是这个时间有个延续，因为采购内容的采购这个电视剧的播出通常要延迟6到12个月以后，自制内容时间更长，通常要12个月到18个月才可以播出，所以对财报的影响是滞后的。
I will first start from the revenue side. We remain optimistic about the membership business in 2019. We would like to reiterate that we think the net additions in this year will be pretty much similar as the net additions we achieved in year 18. I think there are 2 major drivers behind that. One is we are producing more and more original content, and not only the quantity is increasing, but also the quality is improving. That drives a lot of free users to become paying subscribers. And secondly, overall, the Chinese internet users are getting used to the paying habit, and they are more appreciating the premium content that bring the entertainment experience to them. So it's very common for them to become get used to the paying habit. And secondly, on the advertising side, we are cautiously optimistic about advertising business. Start with brand advertising, because brand advertising is the majority of our advertising revenue, and in-feed is a small part of the advertising. On the brand side, we believe we will keep slightly more market share from the TV advertising side, because the advertisers are keeping shifting their budget towards the video platform. However, because of the the macro headwinds and the facts that you are all aware of, we think the growth rate will not be as high as the previous years. That's for brand ads. For the in-feed ads, we have two major observations. One is we think the industry-wide, the supply of inventory is growing, and on the other hand, the bidding demand is not growing that much. So there's a potential pressure for the bidding price. And secondly, as we mentioned before, we are doing some cleaning up for our own in-feed advertisers because of their more risky profile and healthy advertisement. So we did that in last quarter and also this quarter. So overall, we are cautiously optimistic about advertising. On the content side, we have already saw that since August last year, both the procurement price, or you say the license price, as well as the production cost are both coming down. I mean the signing price. To give you an example, previously the highest license price for a single episode would be as high as 15 million RMB per episode. Now, since after August last year, it come down to around 8 million RMB per episode. On the self-production side, we also benefit from the capped salary regulations for actors. Previously, some very A-list actor or actress can charge as high as 150 million RMB for a show, but now the cap is only 50 million. So that gives us the confidence that the both licensed content as well as self-produced content costs will come down in the future. Why we say in the future is because the licensed content, there will be a timeline of 6 to 12 months between the contract was signed to that content can actually come online. And for self-produced content, that's actually taking longer to, as long as 12 to 18 months before that those impacts can hit our P&L.
Got it. Thank you.
Your next question comes from the line of Eddie Leung of Merrill Lynch. Please ask your question.
Hey, good morning, guys. Just a follow-up question on your comment about content spending. So as the market content cost coming down, how would that affect your strategy in content purchases? Would you have more saving or increase the volume of contents to be purchased than produced? And then just a quick question on the subscription business. Could you comment on the retention rate you have seen in recent quarter or two, given the faster growth and accelerating growth of your subscriber number in 2018? Thank you.
Dr. Gong, you will comment on the first question. This is Xiaodong. I will answer your second one. And the churn rate of subscription business remain, I think, almost the same as the previous ones. I think slightly improvement, we can see that. So I don't think the increase on the subscriber base had anything, like say, negative impact on the churn rate.
关于内容采购这方面是这样，2019年的采购的内容在去年基本都采购完了，所以它的数量跟2019年相比较起来，会有很小幅度的增加。但是2018年的采购的主要内容已经达到饱和。换句话说，2019年采购2020年的内容的数量会下降。当然，这个幅度不会太大，但是肯定会下降。另一方面，原创内容的数量18年比17年有明显增加，2019年比2018年持续会增加。当然，20年比19年还会继续增加，这是一个策略方向。谢谢。
For the content purchase, actually most of the content we planned for 2019 was the ballpark was already purchased in year 18. And actually the licensed content is pretty much saturated in 2018. So when we are planning for 2020, that means the purchase volume in 2019 will not grow that much in this year versus 2018. And you are looking beyond, if you looking at the purchase volume of 2020 versus 2019, we actually are expecting a slight decrease in volume for the purchased content. On the self-produced or the original content, on the other hand, we are seeing very clear, obvious increase in volume in year 18 versus 17. And if you look at this year versus last year, or even 2020 versus 2019, now trend will continue to increase because this is a strategic direction for us.
谢谢 Thank you very much.
Your next question comes from the line of Ella G from China Renaissance. Please ask your question.
And thank you for taking my question. First, I wanted to follow up with the discussion of content cost. Can we just talk about it on a cash flow basis instead of on a P&L basis? So on cash flow basis, from the total purchased content volume may go down moderately, and the unit price is also going down. Should we expect the cash flow spending for content in 2019 will be much smaller than 2018? And then secondarily, just quickly on the regarding the regulatory environment. So I wonder if Dr. Gong can further comment on the currently, we understand that the entire entertainment industry sort of slowed down dramatically because of stronger regulation and also the celebrity pay ceilings. So, Dr. Gong, do you expect this will be a temporary situation, or do you think this will likely be a structural change? Thank you.
Yeah, this is Xiaodong. I will answer the first question, and Dr. Wang will comment on the second one. So you're right. On the licensed content, definitely you will see some improvement on the cash flow side because the volume, as Dr. Wang just mentioned, in 2020 will decrease and the price will decrease. So you will expect the cash flow we spend on licensed content side will decrease. However, this not necessarily means the total cash flow on total content cost will improve a lot because, as we discussed before, as we increase the percentage of original content, actually the cash flow will deteriorate because you have to pay upfront for all the original content because nobody else will pay for that. So in all, I would expect probably slightly improvement, but not a major one. So I don't think any material improvement on the cash flow side. And before Dr. Gong comment on the second question, I just want to remind you guys, let's stick to the one question only, otherwise we'll run out of time. So, please.
我是龚远，我多说点关于政策监管环境这个事儿。第一个我想说的，过去几个月的时间，监管主要出台3个方面的政策。第一个方面的政策，原来网络内容都是由视频网站向政府提交申请，现在改为了谁出品谁去递交申请，也就是爱奇艺以后只负责爱奇艺出品的内容向政府提交申请，其他公司制作的纯网的内容由制作公司自己去申请。这个影响对整个行业影响不大，反倒是减轻了爱奇艺的审批的工作量。第二个变化是网络首播的电视剧，也就是原来的电视剧已经拿到了电视剧播出许可证，如果是爱奇艺、腾讯和优酷首播的，视同电视剧上星就上卫星台，需要总局再审一次。这个影响会导致审核时间加长和审核的尺度更加严厉，有些部分内容会被删减。因为已经通过省局的审核，所以这些内容本身已经是安全的了，只不过通过第二次审核，总局的审核时间会长，部分内容会被删减。所以这个影响是一个有限的。第三个，对爱奇艺影响不大，有些影响。新出台了短视频的管理条例，对短视频的监管继续加强。这个主要针对短视频的这个行业，对我们来讲有影响，但是是非常有限的。然后关于那个演员限薪酬这件事儿，政府在整个的这个过程中啊，演员限薪酬整个的过程中，更多的是原则性的、指导性的意见。我们行业在形成市场新的定价的方式。刚才我说到的演员片酬不超过5000万，是响应政府的号召，我们行业3家视频网站加6家制作公司出台的政策。这个政策对控制成本非常利好。从去年8月初开始制定到现在为止，据我了解的情况，没有违反这个就我们自己行业的这个规则的。而且这导致一大批的新的演员，中文叫脱颖而出了，就一下变知名度大涨，商业价值这个明显增加。所以对原来超过5000万的演员，小部分已经接受了降价到5000万，更多的还在观望期。对此，我非常保持乐观态度，对行业的发展积极有利。因为老的演员大概1、2年不在屏幕上出现，它的价值会下降，它的议价能力会下降，要不然退出这个行业，要不然降低价格去合作。最主要的动力来源于原来的价格太高，已经违反了市场规律，是不能长期站住脚的。现在的价格更符合、更接近，我不能说是准确的，更接近市场的价格，市场应该有的价格。谢谢。
Actually, there are 3 major regulatory changes in the past several months. Number one is before all the content aired on video platforms, the platform will be responsible to getting the necessary permission and license for those. And now it turns out to change to the content producers who need to apply those permissions themselves. We don't think that's much impact on us because from now on we will be only responsible for the permission for the content IT produced, originally produced. So we will not be responsible for the CT's content permission. And secondly, there is new rule that for the content that was released on the video platforms as a first window content, those content need to not only get a provincial permission but also need a central government permission for those content. So that have some impact on us. Because of the industry broadly, because that will take longer time, firstly, and then maybe the central bureau is more strict than the provincial bureau, and some part of the content might be deleted or adjusted. That's the impact, but the impact is very limited. And thirdly, there is some new rules on short-form video content. But that mainly affects the short-form video players. We only have limited exposure to the short video, so that impact on us is also limited. For the question you asked about the tax payment, the ceiling of the payment to celebrities, I think that's a very positive for the long-term development for the industry, because although the number 50 million cap that I talked just now, that's only a joint declaration between us and 3 major platforms and 6 major production companies. That's not actually the government enforcement rules. However, that already set a very widely accepted practice for the industry. As far as I know, there haven't been any violation of that since last summer. So I think that will be a very positive sign, and it makes those younger actors and actresses to stand out, from the old and very established actors and actresses. And it also sets a benchmark effect for those older actors, because they cannot afford to not appearing on TV or on our video platform for more than 1 year. So they will gradually accept the rules as well. So I think those will be very positive for the industry, and will be a sustainable trend going forward, because that's more rationale for the market. Is more fitting for the market conditions.
我再补充一下，从去年8月份以后，开机的版权剧明显减少，但是从2017年下半年到2018年，开机的版权剧总数量比以前有大幅增加。我们现在拿到的这个片单超过100部，所以供应量是因为前几年过度投资导致供应量远远大于我们的需求量，所以版权剧库存是非常充足的。2018年8月份以后的自制剧的这个开机数量不但没减少，还在继续增加。
The licensed content, the volume of licensed content has increased dramatically in 2017 to 2018 because the supply is very big, and now we have a content list of more than 100 dramas on that list. So I think the supply is very sufficient, and even in later half of 2018, we didn't see any decrease of that supply. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And your next question comes from the line of Alicia Yap of Citigroup. Please ask your question, Alicia.
Thank you. Good morning, management. Congrats on the solid results. I have a question on the advertising. So within your advertising revenue, what is the rough percentage of contribution coming from the creative ad solutions that pre-committed by the advertiser for your self-produced content? So if we exclude this creative ad solution, what could be the growth rate for the traditional pre-roll ads revenue for this quarter or the past couple quarters? Thank you.
It's Xiaodong. I think for those innovative ad solutions, it represents over 50% of the ads revenue for our original content. But for licensed content, because it's very difficult for us to embed those innovative solutions in the, content produced by third party. So basically, as you already know, the licensed content still account for the majority of the total content library. So it's not that big, but in some quarter, it varies from quarter to quarter. For example, if in some quarter we released one or two big vertical shows, that will give us big jump of the percentage you asked. So I can only give you one range. I think those innovative ad solution accounts for from 20% to 40% of the total ad revenue. That's just a rough range because it just varies from quarter to quarter.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. Next question.
I'll move on to the next question. So the next question comes from the line of Binnie Wong from HSBC. Please ask your question.
Hi, thank you, management, for taking my questions. So my question is on the advertising revenue growth. If we look at the nice growth, the strong growth in the membership services, of course, that proves our premium content is actually one of the industry leading and industry best, right? But how come, if we look at the advertising revenue growth, it has seen a sequential decline. So besides the macro reasons, is there any way that in 2019 that we recruit, when we recruit the sponsorship, the advertising solutions, we will in advance be able to raise our pricing? So it's like the success of our Yanxi Palace, right? That it hasn't been entirely fully been able to capture it in our stronger advertising growth. So in 2019, recall management has really talked about in terms of 就是电商的那个部分 recruiting the advertisers. So how are we seeing any modification changes so we can ensure that we can capture more of the upside when the drama series has been particularly doing well? Thank you.
Okay, it's a very long question. I think there's a lot of message in the question, so let's just try to clarify. First, I think the one major reason for the decline, sequential decline for ad business is not only due to the macro environment, actually it's mainly come from the seasonality. The first quarter typically is like a slow season compared to the peak season of the third quarter. And you also mentioned the opportunities of hot content. Definitely, you're right. But for Yanxi Palace, it's content for the subscribers. So we did collect some as revenue, but it's not the primary purpose for that. So it's maybe a wrong example. But you're right. Definitely, we try to capture all the opportunities for those say hot content or whatever. So basically, I think the innovative ad solution is a key driver for brand advertisement in the next few years. That's the only way, I think, to outperform the general level of the market. So basically, we still believe if we persist in our original content, we have more flexibility and capability to embed more ads, innovative ads that will help to continue to grow the brand advertisement. And also, you mentioned something about the in-phase ads and the house cleaning impact. It's not 招商, it's what we call 招商加盟, so it's not e-commerce related. It's something else, but we can explain later for that category. And yes, we did that, and we expect the recovery will take some time. So basically, I think for the first two quarters this year, we will continue to expand the customer base, which is very important for this in-phase ad business. We hope to expand the customer base to a more diversified and more healthy ones. And that's the general idea, but it does take some time. We expect maybe to the second half of this year.
我再补充一些，现在主要的内容流量最大、收入最高的两项内容，一个是剧，一个是综艺节目。综艺节目比较简单，一直是广告收入是主导收入。 所以我们就按照广告收入最大化的方向去策划跟制作宣传综艺节目。
Thank you. I'll move on to the next question. So the next question comes from the line of Tian Hu of TH Capital. Please ask your question.
Yeah, congratulations for a good quarter. Thanks for taking my question. So the question is related to the content cost. So on the one hand, the purchasing cost on the absolute dollar wise, it seems like it's going to be slower than last year. On the in-house produced or professionally produced content or self-produced content seems like it's going to go up. So I wonder on the percentage base, like percentage of revenue, is this percentage is going to be flat with 2018 or slightly down compared with 2018? And also regarding the member payments, so we do see some competition in the market. So do you see the trend of the member payments on an average basis slightly going down? What's the trend is going to be? That's the question. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the speaker is currently experiencing some technical difficulty. Please stay on the line while we address the situation. Your line will be placed on music hold until the session resumes. Thank you. Once again, we are currently addressing some technical difficulties. Until such time, your lines will be placed on music hold. Please continue to stand by. We thank you for your patience. Have the speaker back in the room, and you may continue. Your line is open.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I'll just try to answer the last question if I remember correctly. I think the question consists in two parts. The first one is what percentage of what mix look like between original content and licensed content from revenue perspective. And we didn't disclose that number particularly, but I can give you some idea. We said something about the original content account for about like 10% of the total content cost versus the licensed content. And we also said that the monetization ability for original content is better than the licensed content. So you can roughly have a rough idea of the revenue percentage of original content, the percentage of total content. And the second one is whether increase of subscriber has some negative trends on the ARPU side because of the competition. We don't see that trend because, actually I don't think pricing is the key driver of this business. I think content and user evolution is more important and to develop subscribers. So no, we don't see any negative trend on the ARPU side.
然后刚才那个问题我再补充一下，一个是自制综艺节目就是为广告收入，但是自制剧过去的时间我们更多的是为了增加会员收入，未来我们会在自制剧方面平衡好这个会员收入和广告收入。比如说延禧攻略，它是标准的一个流量大增加新增的付费会员，它是对广告收入这个影响比较小，因为它的流量大是在后期大起来的，它不是一开始广告主在做广告预算分配的时候就能吸引广告主投放预算大比例投放预算的这个剧跟演员的配置跟故事本身都相关。
Dr. Gong would just add some more comments relating to Binnie's previous question. We have two main categories of self-produced content. One is variety shows that's mainly for the advertising monetization. For drama series, previously it's majority also targeted to drive membership growth, but not less concentrated on the advertising business. Going forward, when we plan on marketing our self-produced drama series, we will be more balanced the contribution for both subs business and advertising business. The example you talked about, Yanxi Palace, that's not a very balanced example because that show the video view, the traffic would really stack up in the second half of the play. So advertisers could not previously set a very high target for them before the show was aired.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your next.
I think we can take one more question due to time limit.
Thank you. The final question will come from the line of Karen Chan of Jefferies. Please ask your question.
Great. Thank you, management, for taking my question. So just wondering very quickly, are we maintaining our full year content cost guidance at 70% plus as percentage of revenue? And also, are we seeing any negative impact, if at all, on a scarcity of quality licensed content when we do procurement as a result of tighter tax inspection on top celebrities in China, or top celebrities being much more low profile than they were previously? Thank you very much.
We don't provide official guidance for the content cost, but we do give some guidance on the trends of the content cost in year 2019. We said that the content cost as a percent of revenue should be better than the second half of the year, and probably slightly better. So just give you some rough idea on the range. And
第二个我说。行，我补充那个第二部分的问题，就是现在库存的剧有明星的还挺多的，所以未来的就是今年加明年的至少上半年，也许更长时间，足够我们用的了。这是前几年整个行业过度投资导致的。第二个是有这个时间，我们现在的5000万以下的这些年轻的明星们，我相信会有很多成为1年以后整个市场的明星，所以在这个方面非常乐观。
Actually, for our pipeline of this year or even next year, we have plenty of content lined up with the top celebrities because they are previously signed, and we have enough of pipeline of them. And secondly, if you look at our self-produced content with those new actors and actresses, limited pay of 50 million RMB, I think 1 or 2 years later, they will already be a new generation of stars. So we are very confident in that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude our conference for today. Thank you for participating, and you may all disconnect.